Yo, what is up guys, TechBits here. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a $1,000 budget priced out PC on PC Part Picker with the new Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. Now it's going to be featuring the Ryzen 5 5600, which is going to be told to go around for about 300 bucks. So we're going to be throwing that into about a $1,000 budget on PC Part Picker again. So stay around guys and we'll get right into it. So to start off the video, be sure to check the description down below. That PC Part Picker list is going to be down there so you can check it out. But let's get right into it. So first things first on the CPU is we're going to be going into the Ryzen 5 5600. Now this CPU is not on here, but we're just going to say it's the 3600 and just go along with it and say it's about $300. So the Ryzen 5 5600, I'm not too sure on the CPU cooler for it. But we're just gonna be safe and go with just a good cooler, and I'm gonna be picking an Arctic cooler, which the one we're gonna be going with is the Duo, and it's about $50. So that's gonna, we know I've used this cooler before, and I know it does really good, just cooling on basically any CPU, especially for the price, about $50. So would definitely keep that in mind if you're looking for any other build. But for the motherboard, we're gonna be looking for something not B550. The 5000 series was told to be using the B450 as well. You can use that on a B450 motherboard. But I think just to be safe and kind of keep it like a stable overclock if we decide to do those, if it doesn't work that well with B450, we're just gonna stick with the B550. So let's look at some boards that are B550 and just set it low to high. It looks like, okay, this one right here, it looks pretty good and it's gonna be micro ATX. So let's look a little bit more at this one. So it looks like we're getting a four DIMM slots, pretty nice M.2 heatsink. They're gonna get some pretty big cooling right here. So it looks like a solid board, and you have your 4-pin or your 8-pin right there. And we do have some RGB headers. I think everything that we need in the motherboard is right here for only $105. So it definitely looks like a solid price. Let's go ahead and add that. And that's gonna be B550 MATX as well. So for the memory, I think we're gonna go with the same thing that we did in our last parts list video, and that's gonna be the Trident. So if we just go ahead and search up G-Skill, actually we'll do that with the speed. Now the memory that we did do last time is about 3466 speed. Now I picked the speed specifically because it's not like insanely like high, but it's a good point to be at, I feel like, with the speed of memory. And it's a CL or cast latency 16, so it's gonna be pretty good. Cast latency and all that for only about $95 and 16 gigs. So I think it's a great kind of steal if you ask me. So if we go ahead and look over here at storage, let's see what we can do. Now I have heard of WD getting some pretty good deals on their drives, especially their NVMe drives. So here's the 500 gigabyte one. And it's $63 for an NVMe drive that's 500 gigabytes, which I think is a great deal. So let's go ahead and get that one. Then we're also going to throw a 2 terabyte or a hard drive on there, which is only about $55. But you can throw all your extra games and whatever stuff you want to put on there, and you can put your like main games and stuff on the NVMe drive. So now for another big thing is the video card. Since we're running with about $1,000 budget, we're only going to be looking at about, well, not an insane video card, but I think just a pretty solid one. I think the CPU on this kind of a build is going to be more towards like content creation or just things that are more towards like productivity rather than like gaming, but we can still have a pretty solid GPU in here. So what I'm thinking is probably like a 1660. So we go ahead and search that up. So there's going to be the 1660, the 1660 Super, and the 1660 Ti. I think if we can probably scoop one up for like a Ti, that'd be a really cool. So we have, let's go ahead and search low to high. So there is a Gigabyte OC 1660 Ti right here. And it does look like this one boost clock is 1800, but I am seeing some other ones that do clock a little bit higher. I would like to get one that looks pretty nice. And this 1650 Super does look pretty solid. It's a pretty large card, which I think would also be kind of nice in a bigger build. So I think we're gonna actually go with this one, honestly. So 250 bucks for a 1660 Super, 6 gigs of VRAM, and a boost clock of almost 1860 megahertz. So pretty, I mean, I think it's a pretty solid card for 250 bucks. So now we are left with a budget of about $917, and that'll get us a case and a power supply. And as I said, we're using an MATX motherboard, so I'm probably gonna go with an MATX case. And then one case that I think is really great for that is the DLM 21 by Dark Flash. Now, I think we're gonna go with a mesh one. It's gonna look like this, but it's gonna have a mesh panel on it. There's gonna be a white one as well. So if we wanna go with this one, make sure you do get the mesh one. That's gonna be the one that's gonna have the best airflow. It's gonna have like little perforated holes in the front of it. So just check that out, and that should help you out a lot. So I actually believe this is going for about $55 on Amazon, so let's go ahead and put that in there. Then for the power supply, we're running at about 304 watts, it looks like it is for estimated wattage. And I'm just gonna say it's gonna be about 330 with the new CPU. So I think 600 to 650 watts of power is gonna be a great point at like a gold bronze to gold plus, or a gold, 80 plus gold or 80 plus bronze. So if we go ahead and do, so I've never really heard of this brand, but we do have a Strix. I don't really know if I like these power supplies as much. Let's go back to what we did have before. Okay, so if we go right here, I guess I was hiding a little before. So if we can get one that's at least semi-modular, that'd be nice, but if not, I think we can work around it. Okay, so we have this one right here. It is gonna have some ketchup and mustard cables, so I think we're gonna pass on that one. We do want a solid looking PC here. All right, it looks like we have an 80 plus bronze, 600 watt by EVGA. I think this actually might be pretty solid. I think we're gonna go ahead and move this one. 80 plus bronze is not gonna be like insanely good, but if we can go with like an 80 plus gold or you wanna upgrade for a little bit, you can definitely try that out. But this is gonna be a it's gonna be a nice power supply, so it should definitely do you well. But as we can see here, yep, about $1,000, and that's gonna feature the new Ryzen 5000 series CPU. So I would recommend definitely getting one of these. They're basically killing Intel right now. Intel does have some pretty good options as well, but you're better off with going with AMD now, kind of just with the performance and prices. So I would definitely check this parts list out in the description and see if it's something you may consider for a future build or something. But if this is definitely just a recommendation, I mean, if there's some changes you'd like to make for it, go ahead. I'm all up to that. Leave a comment down below or some good ideas that I could have fixed in here or some things that you agree with. I don't know. I'd definitely be curious to hear. But that's probably going to be the end of the video. As I said, parts list down below. I may have a few of my other parts list videos if I have more. So far I just have one. And I heard you guys did want to see like a 5000 series. I plan to do like a few more, but I don't want to do like consistently have tons of them. But I'll definitely have some out there. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to like or dislike. Just do that at least. You don't have to subscribe or anything, but liking or dislike definitely, it helps with the algorithm. So trying to grow this YouTube channel, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.